Good day, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in your part of the world. This is King B with another video. And this is breaking news. This article comes by way of the Washington Post, was released an hour ago. And you see the title, Justice Department Settles with Larry Nassar Victims for $138.7 million. And this is breaking news. So let's get into this article. The Justice Department announced Tuesday it has agreed to pay nearly $139 million to victims of former Team USA gymnastics doctor Larry Nassar, settling legal claims brought over the department's failure to investigate allegations that could have brought the convicted child molester to justice sooner and prevented dozens of assaults. The settlement brings to a close the last major legal case over Nassar's prolific abuses, which occurred over a span of more than a decade at international sporting events, including the Olympics, as well as Michigan State University, where Nassar worked, and at a local gymnastics centers in Michigan and around the country. Nassar, 60, is serving an effective life sentence for federal convictions relating to possession of child pornography, as well as state convictions for sexual assaults of patients under his care. A 2021 Justice Department Inspector General's report found that FBI agents in both the Indianapolis and Los Angeles field offices failed to inadequately respond to allegations against Nassar raised in 2015 and 2016. More than 70 girls and women later alleged in court filings that Nassar assaulted them between 2015 and when he was arrested in November of 2016. FBI Director Christopher A. Wray publicly apologized to Nassar's victims, and the Bureau fired an agent in the Indianapolis office involved with the Nassar case. In the news released Tuesday, the department said it had agreed to pay $138.7 million to resolve 139 legal claims over its handling of the Nassar case. For decades, Lawrence Nassar abused his position, betraying the trust of those under his care and medical supervision while skirting accountability, Acting Associate Attorney General Benjamin C. Miser said in a statement. These allegations should have been taken seriously from the outset. While these settlements won't undo the harm Nassar inflicted, our hope is that they will help give the victims of his crimes some of the critical support they need to continue healing. Tuesday's announcement brings the total sum paid out by institutions to Nassar's victims over his abuses to nearly $1 billion. In 2018, Michigan State agreed to pay $500 million to more than 330 victims. And in 2021, the United States Olympic and Paralympic Committee agreed to pay $380 million to hundreds of Nassar's victims. And that's the end of the article. And once again, and I've been saying it and I can't say it enough, got to protect the children. We got to protect the young people. This man, a predator, and again, predators who target children, they put themselves in positions and professions to where they can be around or work around children and young people. And this is just an example. This devil working with children and young people, taking advantage of them, traumatizing them. And that's a trauma that stays, that can stay with the child until they reach their adult years. Having to deal with that trauma and carrying that trauma with them. And for you parents out there, you mothers and fathers out there, you have to really pay attention and be careful. Watch your children, pay attention to them. And that's difficult to do when you have so much on your plate. trying to raise a family, trying to keep food on the table. Um, you may be carrying trauma around yourself that you have yet to deal with. I know how difficult that is. I've been through it. But this is why, as the saying goes, the old saying goes, it takes a village to raise a child, and that's true. If we stick together and support each other, our loved ones, family, and everybody, we can do a better job when it comes to raising children and protecting children, so that situation like this won't happen. This devil went on a spree for years of targeting children, and no one paying attention, or I should say, no one listening or taking serious the claims when these claims was brought up. That's why this money is being paid out, almost nearly 139 million, because the Justice Department, because they dropped the ball. The FBI, Indianapolis, Los Angeles, they dropped the ball. They didn't do their job. They didn't take it serious, right? Nearly 1 billion by institutions of this devil's, to pay it out to these devil's victims, right? Michigan State, 500 million, more than 330 victims. This devil was doing this for many years, right? And you have to wonder of the child trafficking. Everybody turning a blind eye. You really think that no one knew? No one at Michigan State knew what was going on? No one? More than 330 victims at Michigan State alone by this devil. You mean to tell me no one? I don't believe not one person didn't know at Michigan State. What about the Olympic and Paralympic Committee? Right? No one knew. They knew. They knew. They turned a blind eye. They all are accountable for what has happened, what these young women have went through. And the money is not even important. The trauma that they're carrying and they have to deal with is what's important. And may all the victims involved find the strength they need to deal with that trauma, so it don't affect them for the rest of their lives, because it's difficult to deal with. But as a community, as a people, we got work to do. We got work to do. All these victims by this one devil. Again, you look at the numbers. Let me scroll down to it and say it again. More than 330 victims at Michigan State alone. Right? Michigan State agreed to pay $500 million to more than 330 victims. That's just at Michigan State. Right? I mean, that number is so. Look, I don't think that he was working alone. He wasn't the only one. I don't believe that he was working alone. He was carrying this out alone. And more attention needs to be paid to these schools. More attention needs to be paid to the Olympics. More attention needs to be paid, because you got these young people with dreams, and they got goals, and to compete, and they're being taken advantage of. I don't believe that devil was working alone, and I will hope that more attention be paid and a deeper and they take a deeper look into it. But again, when you got the FBI, not even the Justice Department, not even paying attention, the FBI agent again was fired because of this. They ignored the claims. Just my opinion, but it definitely sounds like a case of trafficking to me. There's a lot of players involved in this, a lot of devils involved, as I should say. Right? He's not the only one. Right? Don't again, the money looks good, but the money is not important in my opinion. That's just the money to me. It just seems like it just sounds like, okay. We're gonna pay this money out so it all goes away and people stop talking about it. No, there needs to be more conversations. We need to keep talking about this, and I will hope that we talk about it enough to where more people start paying attention to what's going on. Our children are under attack. I've said it in previous videos, and I'm going to keep saying it. Right? The attack on our children, the attack on our babies, the attack on natural-born women. But that's all I have for this video. This is King B. Love yourself. Keep your loved ones close. Talk about your plans. Have multiple plans. Protect each other. Watch each other's backs. Shout out to my subscribers. I appreciate each and every one of you. And for those of you who are not subscribed, please do subscribe. Give the video a thumbs up. And check out my previous videos. A lot of valuable and important information in my previous videos, as well as some motivational workout videos. And I have more motivational workout videos coming up. But that's all I have. This is King B. I'm gone.